U of T getting this degree means that it's recognized all across North America, it's recognized in Asia as well. And that's something that's very valuable to me. I wanted to pursue medicine, but when I came here, there are so many options for me to choose from in terms of sciences. And so I ended up majoring in health and disease and pharmacology and also doing a minor in psychology. My dream is to be an investment banker. So I want to work on Wall Street, and like the courses I'm taking right now are capital markets, investment banking, into the introduction finance. So, these courses, which I think would really be helpful in actually pursuing a career in capital markets.
I took this one particular course. There's 3 professors teaching 30 students, and it's 3 of the greatest minds I've seen. It's like you sit in a classroom with a research paper, and the person who wrote the paper is the professor in front of you. So that kind of experience you don't get at many universities.
My transition from Taiwan to Canada was really difficult, but luckily the ONES program here in University of Toronto, the class sizes were only about 20 to 25 students and also offered me a lot of writing support. I was amazed by the fact that I could get to do research as early as my second year. And so when I saw all the options of all the things that I could research, I was really blown away.
My program right now is a double major in biochemistry and neuroscience, but U of T gave me the opportunity to explore different disciplines. For instance, we had like 5 or 6 different electives that we could choose from, and I chose among philosophy, history, psychology.
I did a religion and film course, and what I really loved about my electives is that they just challenged me to really just think about the world in a different way. And it really just changed everything that I knew and it turned it upside down. I had no idea what to expect when I came to Toronto, but when I got here, I saw that there are so many cultures, there's so many choices, so many things to do, and I was just immediately excited. I think in today's world, we're about global citizens. For an example, I'm doing a course right now, and it's a group project, and in my group, there are about people from different countries, like from India, from China, from Brazil, from the United Kingdom.
Diversity is more than just diversity in culture and color. It's more about diversity in interest in Canada. You can literally be anyone in Canada.
I have a really full life here at university. I work for the varsity as well as for the Student Association, where I'm their head writer. I'm part of the Indian Student Society, the Pakistan Development Foundation, and I work at the Center for National Experience. Apart from that, I work off campus as well for the Center of Innovation and Campus Mental Health.
I'm part of several clubs and academic societies on campus. It's a great opportunity to network with different people, and that has opened so many doors for me in my career.
I didn't know anybody when I came here. I thought I was going to be lost, but then I made a decision to live on residence, and it was one of the best decisions that I ever made.
In my first year, I lived in an apartment style residence, so we had a lot of freedom to do our own cooking, and we used to all come together at night, and we used to have dinner together. We had this huge community feeling within our floors as well.
The residence life is actually what completed my university life, and it helped me adjust to the Canadian culture.
At any time of the day, there's always something, there are always people around. I feel very safe on campus.
Hello.
I feel safe in the city.
At my Mississauga campus, the worst that could ever happen to you in terms
Hello.
of threat, I don't know, maybe like a deer. It's a very safe campus.
Shall we start the webinar?
Courses in U of T can be really demanding, but in a good way. I loved a challenge and I'm very proud of how far I've come. I think just being at the university, there's so much promise and so much hope for me. And there's just so many places I can go and I can take it. It just feels as if there's a lot waiting for me out there.
Okay, thank you for your video sharing. And can we start the webinar right now? Yes. So let me introduce first to all of you, to the students. Okay, so ဒီနေ့ကျောင်းသားဒီနေ့ webinar တက်ရောက်ပြီးတဲ့ကျောင်းသားတွေအားလုံးပဲမင်္ဂလာပါဒီနေ့ webinar ကတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီ University မှာရှိတဲ့top Canada မှာရှိတဲ့ top 1 University တစ်ခုဖြစ်တဲ့ University of Toronto နဲ့ Braemar College တို့ပူးပေါင်းပြီးတော့ဒီ webinar ကိုဒါဒီနေ့ပြုလုပ်တာပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်ဒီ webinar မှာဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီ Canada top 1 University ဖြစ်တဲ့ University of Toronto အပြင်ဒီ Braemar College နဲ့အတူဒီရဲ့ students ပေါ့နော်မြန်မာနိုင်ငံ students ကိုလည်းဒီနေ့ webinar ကို join ပြီးတော့information လေးတွေဒါ share လုပ်ပေးမှာပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်ပေါ့နော်ဒါဆိုရင်ဒါကျွန်တော်တို့ webinar လေးကိုစလိုက်ပါတော့မယ် Okay miss so you can start the webinar
Okay, thank you so much for your introduction. Let me sharing my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, hello everyone and good evening. I would like to say thank you first for your time to participate in the workshop, Braemar College to University of Toronto, your direct path to success. And my name is Dong An, but you can call me Ann. It's easier to remember. I'm also the local representative for Braemar College in Southeast Asia region, and it's really my pleasure to meet, also joining the webinar with you all today. Braemar College is a private high school located in downtown Toronto. And one thing that makes Braemar College is so special that our campus that you can see on the right side, located inside of University of Toronto, in Central's campus, which I believe it will inspiring you a lot during the time you study at Braemar College about the university goal. And we also one of the few private high school in Toronto that were established for quite a long time since 1995, and this year also marked our 30-year anniversary. At Braemar, we currently have more than 300 student body, and 90% of that are international students who come from 30 different countries around the world. So if you are joining to study at Braemar College, you will be very easy to find someone just like you, like who just newcomer to Canada, not so good at English and excited to explore a lot of things and fun thing in Toronto. And also we have quite a low ratio between student and the teachers, which means you will be taken good care by the teacher, and we don't require the student to pay or buy for the uniform. So it can help your family can save up to 1,000 Canadian dollar for the uniform fee when you're comparing Braemar College with other private high school in Toronto. Okay, so as you can see here at Braemar, we offer a few options that you can choose from. First, we have the post-secondary pathway program that designed for the student who join us for grade 11 or only grade 12. And our guidance team will customize a suitable plan for each of every student, so it can help you to achieve your study goal for your desired college or university. And also we have a long and short high school program that where the student can come to experience the Canada high school program for short term, let's say 1 term, or they can experience the program for like less than 6 months, but you still can earn the credit. Besides, we also have the summer and the winter package. So our summer program normally take place in July. So where you can immerse yourself in the Canadian class, but still you will have like opportunity to explore many things, a lot of new things in Toronto. And also it combined with a lot of outside activity that we schedule for almost of every day after class. And also we have the online program. And for this program, I believe most of Myanmar students, maybe you have heard about this program that you can earn a high school diploma from your home country without traveling to Canada. So it also helping you to save a lot of money if you want to study at Braemar College, but you have like some issue with traveling or you want to save money. So this is also a very good option that you can consider. Oh, sorry. Okay, so you can see here this. So I'm just sharing the map that indicate where exactly Braemar College located in the University of Toronto. So we just right across the street with the Central campus, and as you can see, we are surrounding by a lot of like tourist place. So when you're studying the Braemar College, you also have a chance to visit many places, and also there is also a lot of things that you to do after class. And of course, it's also very convenient to either you take bus, subway, or streetcar from your place to school. And I'm very proud to share also to say that Braemar College is the only private high school in Toronto that we have the official partnership with the leading, also the #1 university in Canada, the University of Toronto. And it's also our pleasure to have the representative from University of Toronto to join today's session at our speaker today. And over the last 12 years, most of our graduate students, they go to University of Toronto more than other university, as you can see from the chart, right? And this is also the evidence for our academic excellence that we have been support our student and teaching our student pretty good. So later you will have more information that how good Braemar when we are helping our students go to University of Toronto, and that's the reason why you will also know the reason why we are so proud that we have like nearly 40% of our students successfully get into the U of T as well. And one thing that we have to say thank to our student success. So because of our student success, it also helping Braemar College to become the only private high school in Ontario that we have an official partnership with the top 4 leading university in Canada. So as you can see on the right side as well, we also the partner with York University, Toronto Metropolitan University, and also University of Waterloo. And so what is the benefit when we are partnering with these university? So from the partnership, Braemar College student who graduate from Braemar will have an opportunity to earn a 5,000 scholarship with offer exclusively to our Braemar student, but not for other students from other private high school. So this one also make Braemar stand out when comparing with other private high school. So for this section, I would like to introduce you more information about how the education system at Braemar College. So you will have further information how to study, how you transfer your credit from your home school to Braemar, and then the duration time that you need to complete your OSCE requirement. So at Braemar, we have a very flexible schedule with 5 terms in a year, and you can join to study with us at any time. So we have 5 terms. You can see we have the intake in September, November. We also have the February, April, and July intakes as well. And for each of students, we will tailor for them a study plan which suits to their English level and also based on their current grade in their home country. And we have 5 academic pathway that a student can choose from when you are in grade 12. And of course, we have a very supportive guidance and also the academic counselors team, with I believe it will helping you a lot in advising, giving some advice, what is best for you for the pathway selection, also for the major, also the advice on the university, that college, that also what is good for you. So to giving you more information about the thematic pathway, the 5 pathway that I just mentioned. So I want to introduce to you with further information on how the Ontario education system works and what is the requirement for the student who join to study high school in Ontario, and what they need to graduate from the high school. So for Ontario's high school level, the student will start for the high school from grade 9 to grade 12 with a 4-year for their high school program, when comparing with the Vietnam, I'm not sure about Myanmar, but for Vietnam, our high school is consisted of 3 years only, which means it starts from grade 10 to grade 12 only. And for Ontario, for their 4 year, the student need to collect of 30 credit. So the 30 credit will include the 18 compulsory credit and another 12 elective credit. And each year, the student need to have like 10 hours of community involvement. So if the student just joined to study at Braemar or joined to study in Ontario for only 2 years, which means they start from grade 11, the student only need 20 hours for community involvement. And when they're in grade 12, the student needs to satisfy the provincial literacy requirement. So when you graduate from high school, you need to collect all of the 4 requirements so you can earn the secondary school diploma from Ontario province. And when you are in grade 12, again, you have to do the pathway that you want to study, also which relates to a lot with the major that you want to study when you go to college or university, or in other words to say, the career that you want to do after you graduate from your university level. Okay. So just to giving you more information how the 30 credit will be divided during your high school level. So you can go from, so I will go from the bottom to the top. So as you can see here, for grade 9, you need to study for 8 credit. And then for grade 10, you need to study another 8 credit. When you go to grade 11, again, 8 credit. But when you go to grade 12, you only need 6 credit. And most of the university, they will look at your 6 credit in grade 12 to make the decision on your admission and when you apply into the university. And at Braemar, I just mentioned, we have 5 terms in a year. And as you can see here, for each term, it will be consist only for 9 weeks. And the student will have the midterm test on the 5th week. Also, the final exam on the week 9. So every time it's going to be the same for this system. And for 1 term, you will study for 2 credit, 1 credit in the morning time and another credit in the afternoon time. And the class will start from 9:15 and will be finished at 4 p.m. That's how the study schedule we are arranging at Braemar College. And maybe I believe most of you may have a question that if I'm studying at Braemar College from grade 11, will my grade 9 and 10 will be counted toward to Braemar College? Because I have received a lot of the question like that. So the answer is yes. As you can see from the chart, if you complete grade 9 in your home country, you can be transferred to Braemar College and will be granted for 8 credits. But if you finish like grade 10, you will be granted for another 8 credits. So in total, you will be granted for 16 credits. And the maximum of credit that we can grant it for you is 24 credit if you complete your grade 11 at your school. And for this, actually, it also one thing kind of saying that the selling point of Braemar College that we are the only private high school for now in Ontario that can grant up to 24 credit for the student who complete their grade 11 in their home country, because most of other private high school, they only grant the student up to 22 credit is the maximum. And to able to determine on the number of credit you will be granted, or confirming with the parent and the student the number of credit that you may need to complete your OSD requirement, we need to asking you to sit for the placement test for math English. So based on the result, we will let you know how long you have to study with us, how many more credit you need for the OSD requirement, and also you can like calculate like how much money you should prepare when you join to study high school in Ontario or at Braemar College. For this, I just want to give you a quick sharing between why you should study it at private high school comparing to the public high school. So when you looking at the academic on the number of we dividing. So as you can see in one academic year, if you study at the public school, you will study like 4 credits at a time. And then they will have, let's say, 2 terms. So each term you study for 4 credits, which I believe that's a lot of work for the new student who just come to Canada. But for Braemar, we divide everything like into 2 credits at a term, so which means less work for you, and you can study be more focused. So that's the very important thing for the student. And another thing is at Braemar, you can even study faster when you're comparing to the public school. So the public school, in general, 1 year, you only can earn like the maximum 8 credit. But with Braemar College, you can earn up to 10 credit in 1 year. Or if you need to like complete your grade 12 within 6 months, we also have the abstract option that you can take up to 3 credit per term. But you can see here that you will have like 2 credit for the morning, the afternoon, and another credit at nighttime. But to be honest, it's quite a lot of like pressure and a lot of work for the student. So normally we only offering this option for the good student that with proven GPA and they have done pretty good with their study from the previous term. So we would determine on that to offering to the student. So if you can take in the express option, you can complete your grade 11 and grade 12 within 1 year. So that is the amazing thing about Braemar College, also about the Ontario education system. Okay, so for hybrid education, so for this section, I just want to introduce to you more about how our online program working and also how it's offering to the student who are studying remotely from their home country. So basically, it also, the student will study every credit for 9 weeks, almost the same as the student who study in person. But for every week, majority of the time you will study by yourself. But 2 days in a week, you will have around like 1 hour and 30 minutes to meet with the teacher, which means you have the live class with the teacher in Canada, and the rest of the time you will do your homework, you will do your assignment, and then you submit by yourself. That is how Braemar Online Academy currently offering to the student. And in Vietnam, we even have the partner with the private high school in Vietnam, and we have like quite a few students joining this program to earn a dual diploma, which means the student after they finish their high school, they can get their like the Vietnam high school diploma, and also they have their Ontario secondary school diploma as well. So they will have like 2 diploma at a time when they graduate. Yes. Okay, I may skip this one and the Toronto pathway. So this pathway is very special and unique that we just haven't that just recently. Recently means it's about 2 years. So for this pathway, we are very proud to have the pathway with a lot of support from University of Toronto. And so this program is special because it will be designed in partner with U of T, and the goal of this program is helping our students to get into the U of T, to the top #1 university in Canada. And where the student will receive the premium support. If you join in this program, you will receive the premium support from both Braemar College and U of T. And you can see on the right side, so I'm doing the comparison with if you join in the regular pathway program with the Toronto pathway. So you can see you will have the special letter acceptance from DPP, and also you will have a letter support from U of T. You will have the one-on-one interview section with Braemar admission, so we can get like the real expectation and also your current situation, so we can guide you better during the program the time you study at the program. And also, we have like a few pathway related activity that will be organized in the central campus. And also for 6 credit for grade 12, you will have the one-on-one tutor after class. So which means like the whole team of Braemar College will devoted to helping you to earn like the best GPA, also the best result for the time you study at Braemar College. That is the idea of this program. So this is the sample of the TPP program schedule, so you can have more information. So basically, it's more the same as normal high school schedule. So you will have the period 1 for the first credit from 9:15, and then you will start another credit at the period 2 from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And we also arranging the tutor for each class. So you will have the tutor for your subject 1 after you finish the class at 4 p.m. And then for the next day, which means on Tuesday, you will have the other like tutor for your second credit. And also we also arranging the special activity for TPP student, which we call life skill tutor, or the student can join for the sport night on Thursday. And Friday, the student can will have the English tutor to support the student for IELTS training, and also Braemar College also paying for the IELTS testing for the students. So you will have the support to meeting all the requirements from the University of Toronto. So at Braemar, we offering 2 options for living for the student. First, we have homestay family option for the student. So we have the direct family host that working directly with Braemar College. So that will be better because we support the student just like around the clock. And also we can helping you to change the homestay that you find that is not what you are expected, and you want to change to another homestay. So we can do that within like in a few days when comparing with you living at the homestay that the school don't work directly with that family. So you have to go with the third party, and then if it take forever, if you have any issue that you need to be addressed. And this is the sample of the homestay look like. So when you get your study permit approved, we will sending you 2 to 3 options based on your reference. And then from the reference, we will sending like the according homestay for you, so you can take a look, and then you can get the information of the family that you will be living. So there is the time, the total chances that from the homestay to school, so you will have the idea how long it takes to traveling from your homestay to the school, and also you will have all the information of the family member, like the host mom, the host dad, if they have any kid, if they have any pet, and also like down to the profile when you go to down section, they even have the picture of the room, the picture of the living room, the washroom, and other room, so you can decide like if that house is the one that you look into, or if it's suitable with your expectation, then you can choose from the profile that we're sending to. The second option, we have a residency. So the only thing with the residency is we only offer for the student from 17 years old, and this is the space of the resident that we are currently partnering up. So you can see it's more like living in the condo with on a phone the facility provide to you. And another thing about resident is it's quite expensive when comparing with the homestay option. So my recommendation is that you should go with the homestay options to save some money, because when you're paying for the homestay for 1 year, which include 3 meals per day, it's only costing you around 15,000 per year. But if you can see here, if you choose like whatever option on the list, let's say we go with the lowest one. So the renting fee for the living in the resident, it already costing you 26,700 Canadian dollar. And for this amount of payment is not even include the meal plan yet. So you have to add on another like 11,000 for the meal. If you are calculating the number, and then you can get an idea about what is reasonable to go with. So that's why I recommend you to stay at the homestay. Okay, so the next section that I want to introduce is our student activity. So at Braemar, we have like a variety of the activity that we are offering to our students. And so we are focusing to help the student to grow from them mentally to their physically. So such as we have the wellness club, we have yoga class, outdoor activity, occasional trip for the student, and we also have like other 10 club for the student to join, with a schedule for every day, and of course it's optional to join, but I'm encourage the student to join for this club, so they can make friends, they can build their network during the time that they are enjoying or participating in the club. But one thing that really make Braemar College different, because I'm doing a few research and also asking for my partner, that Braemar have something that other private high school they don't have, is the Braemar Life Skill Academy. So at the name of the program, so it's focusing on helping the student to grow their life skill. So we are teaching the student a set of skills that they really need when they are going to the college or they going to the university. For example, we like every term and then every Wednesday we have the cooking club. So from my perspective, I believe cooking is very important for the student, because when the student going to university or college, they don't have any host family, host mom to take care of their meal anymore. They have to cook by themselves. So by teaching them how to cook is very crucial, because that is how they feed themselves when they are going to university or they going to college. Yeah. And there is another thing that I want to introduce to you is the certificate course. So for this certificate course, we have two versions that, again, optional for the student to join. So we have the short version we call REST certificate, which consists of 12 hours of study, and the blue certificate course, like the full version, would be consist 55 hours of study. So what is this certificate about? So this is the short-term training program that helping the student when they are in grade 10, grade 11, or even grade 12 to understand about themselves, and then they can building their personal development. They can make the decision for the career, and also giving them some advice for the future by taking like the test. So the student need to take the learning style to understand about their learning, personality test to understand about their personality, their strength, their weakness, what they refer, or what is the motivation for every work that they do. So the student can understand them better after taking this courses. And these courses will be, for this year, these courses will be hosted at University of Toronto 4 times. And each time will be including and teaching in like respectively with each model. As you can see, the model 1 helping the student to understand who they are, understand about the skill, knowing the dream, and set up their goal for the future. And then at the end of the course, it's asking the student to research the ideal work environment that they like. From imagine the environment that they like, so they can be motivated to study, to work more, so they can like achieve what they are imagined from now. So the second model is asking the student to write down where do they want to go after they graduate from high school. So which means it's asking the student to set the plan for themselves, for the college, for the university that they want to go to, and also choosing the career. And one thing very like good about this program, that after you take in the personality test, you understand your strength and then your weakness. It also suggesting which career or which job that's suitable to your personality. So that is pretty cool thing that I learned from the test, because I took the 15 hours study. So that is pretty nice, that I also learned quite a new thing about myself that I haven't aware before. Okay, and then when you go to model 3, the program also teaching you other like skill set for how to balance your study and then your work life. Because when you go to the post-secondary level, a lot of students, they want to go to work. Even though go to part-time job, they go to internship, or they go to co-op. So a lot of students, they get stressed, and then they don't know how to balance. So for this program, it's teaching the student how to balance. Even though they have the section called sleep for success and then feed for your need. That's pretty good for the student as well. And then for the model 4, it helping the student and preparing the student the skill for finding a job when they are at the college or university. So all of this is pretty good for the student. And then I suggesting you, if one day you study at Braemar College, please take in this, so you will be having a lot of beneficial from this program. Yeah. Okay, so yes, that is the end of information about Braemar College. There are two more slides I want to introduce is about the tuition fee, because I have been talking a lot, and then maybe you want to know how much that is cost for 1 year to study at Braemar College. So at Braemar College, our tuition fee for 1 year is 22,400, and for this year, because we are celebrating our 30-year anniversary, so we're offering a scholarship of 4,200 Canadian for all Myanmar students. So which means the remaining tuition is only 18,200. And I also list out on the related fee that you may need. That's optional again. But I just list it down. So after deducting the scholarship, the total remaining for 1 year, including the tuition, the pickup, the guardian, the homestay with meal, is 37,320 Canadian dollar. And then if your goal is go to University of Toronto, we have the tuition fee for the TPP, the premium program, is 36,000. So because of this premium program, so we don't offer scholarship for this program. The total of everything again is 55,120 Canadian dollar. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, that we have summer program happening in every July. So if you're planning to enjoy the Canada high school and also exploring the city, so you can consider to join our Braemar summer program that we offering for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, also the 7 week. And you can see the price here already include everything except for the flight ticket. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening to my presentation. If you have any question for me, you can send it in the chat box, or you can like unmute to ask me directly, or you can save it after the Q&A section. Thank you.
All right. So now that my colleague Dawn has finished the introduction to Braemar, hopefully you are interested in learning more about our options in Ontario. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the University of Toronto, which is the top-ranked university in Canada. So for those of you in the audience right now, my name is Sage. I'm the Assistant Director for Business Development and Partnership Management. I have been with the University of Toronto since I was a student. So I have a lot to share regarding my personal experiences if you do have any questions. But because our time is limited today, if you would like to scan this QR code, if you have questions later on, please feel free. But a little bit about the university. So as I mentioned, we are Canada's #1 university. We're consistently ranked among the top universities, not just in Canada, but also the world. Currently, we rank number 21 in the world, according to the Times Higher Education, and we truthfully have never dropped past top 25. So what that means is high quality of education. You will be joining some of the smartest students in the world and learning from leaders in every single field. We are also considered the most sustainable university in the world. It's a relatively new ranking for us. We're very excited because the university really is committed to ensuring that our future generations have access to sustainability, to a better environment. And we are investing a lot of research and resources into that. And as a result, we have gained like that first ranking in the entire world, not just Canada, for sustainability. So if that's an area of your interest and focus, this is one of the best places to be to pursue your post-secondary education. We are also a relatively old university. We do have a strong legacy of discovery and innovation. For example, we discovered the existence of black holes. We were the institution that discovered insulin. And very recently, you might have heard the newest Nobel Prize that the University of Toronto had the honor of winning through Geoffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI. So it was the Nobel Prize for Physics, and he is recognized for AI. So if AI, which is a really, really big area right now, it's something that you're interested in, U of T is literally the best institution in Canada to pursue studies in AI. Now, in terms of our history, we were established in 1827, which makes us almost 200 years old, just a few more years and we'll be there. In this time, we've not only become Canada's #1 university, we are now Canada's largest university. We have 3 campuses, all 3 campuses put together, including undergraduate and graduate students. We have over 90,000 students. So as you can imagine, that's the size of a city. So can you imagine the smartest and brightest students from all over the world condensed in one area? And that is why U of T is such a fantastic place to study, because you are taking the best and the brightest from all around the world, pretty much building a city of these smartest students. And that's where all the innovation, the discoveries, and the development happen. So joining the U of T family is something that we're always super excited about. Now, in terms of our Toronto community, earlier you listened to Dawn talk about Toronto a little bit. Now, one of the biggest draws about living and studying in Toronto is considered because we are one of the world's most livable regions. In fact, many different ranking systems consider us very, very safe. We're one of the safest cities in the world. We are very, very high quality of living, and also in general, very multicultural. So when you're coming to Toronto, not only as a high school student, but if you decide to stay in Toronto for studies at the University of Toronto, you will be exposed to multiple languages, multiple cultures. And a really quick example of that is in the city of Toronto, we speak over 180 languages. So walking down the street, you'll hear German, you'll hear Italian, you'll hear French, you'll hear Mandarin, Japanese, Korean, and then you'll be able to make friends and connections in that community as well. So this is something that is very special, and also something that we hold very close to our heart, because only when we are connected internationally, interculturally, can we grow as a people. So this is something that the University of Toronto really encourages, and also our community fosters that. There's also something for everyone at the University of Toronto, whether or not you're an introvert, extrovert, you like going out, you like staying in, there's something there for you to do. So studying at the university, of course, is fantastic and it's very important, but we also encourage you to go out, experience the city, and then make those connections. Now, I mentioned earlier, we have 3 campuses. So the University of Toronto is one university with 3 campuses. There is no main campus. Essentially, the difference between the campuses, I can summarize in 3 points. The first one is physical location. So our St. George campus is the original founding campus located in the heart of downtown Toronto. If you drive about 30 minutes to the west of Toronto, you'll find yourself at our Mississauga campus. And about 30 minutes to the east of Toronto is our Scarborough campus. So that's the first difference, physical location. The second difference is essentially size. So when I talk about size, I could mean one of 2 things. The first one is very straightforward, physical footprint. How big is the campus land? So St. George is the smallest out of all 3 because it's in the heart of downtown Toronto. It's about 152 to 153 acres in total. Comparatively, Mississauga and Scarborough are much larger. So Mississauga has over 220 acres of green space and Scarborough has over 300 acres of green space. So there's sprawling fields, beautiful like trees, forests, and you can see animals on the campus as well. So it's a very different perspective than, big, busy cities. So if you are interested in a more natural, more traditional campus feel, Mississauga and Scarborough are fantastic choices. However, I can also mean student population when I talk about size. So St. George, it flips. St. George is the largest out of all 3 campuses with about 42,000 students in total. And comparatively, Mississauga and Scarborough are what we call mid-sized campuses. So Mississauga has around 16,000 students in total. Scarborough has around 15,000 students in total. And the third difference between the 3 campuses are programs. So the programs that we offer on all 3 campuses might vary here and there. So I do recommend checking out our website. I'll share that into the chat later on after this presentation, and also downloading our brochure where you'll be able to see a full list of the different programs that we offer. Now, when you are looking at the University of Toronto 3 campuses, you're like, which campus should I choose? It's ultimately up to your personal preference. So as I mentioned, all 3 campuses are part of the University of Toronto. You will graduate with the exact same U of T degree upon graduation. So there's no campus that is better or worse than the other. However, if you're looking at programs, you will notice on this slide, Mississauga, St. George, and Scarborough all offer arts, business, and science programs. So if you're interested in arts, business, and science, let's say chemistry or physics or psychology, all of those are offered on all 3 campuses. This is where I will recommend apply to all 3 campuses. It maximizes your chances of getting into the University of Toronto and ultimately graduating with a U of T degree. Now, in terms of what we call our professional faculties, so if you are interested in architecture and visual studies, engineering, kinesiology, which is the study of human motion and physical education, as well as music, these professional faculties are only available on our downtown campus. And this is also part of the reason why the downtown St. George campus has more students, because it includes our professional faculties, not just arts, business, and science. So this gives you a little bit of a snapshot of what to expect on all 3 campuses for programming. Now, I do want to draw your attention to our arts, business, and science programs at the downtown campus, because our Faculty of Arts and Science happens to be the largest faculty of its kind, not just in Canada, but the entirety of North America. We have over 30,000 students in this one faculty alone. So my little joke always is like, do you want to be stuffed into a building with 30,000 other students? The answer is generally no, right? So if you've applied to our Faculty of Arts and Science at the St. George campus, you will also be assigned a college. So this college has nothing to do with what you are studying. This essentially is your home base. So we will split up the student community in the arts and science faculty into one of 7 colleges. This will be kind of like your homeroom, your home base, and every student will go out and take their courses and ultimately come back to the college at the end of the day. Again, has nothing to do with what you are studying. You will notice on this slide, the 7 colleges are located at different points on campus, and they also look different because they were built at different times. My personal suggestion is when you are looking at which college you want to join, look at personal preference as well. What kind of residence do you want? Do you want to live in a dormitory style? Do you want to live in an apartment style? Do you want meal plans? Where do you want to be on campus? So I'll share a little bit about myself. A long time ago, I'm an auntie now. I was a new college student, so number 2 on the map. The reason why I chose New College is because it is next door to the athletic center. Literally, it's like a 2-minute hop across like a tiny little street. And the reason why I chose that location is because I used to swim in high school as well as during university. So in between classes, I would run back to my residence, change into my swimsuit, run to the athletic center, do an hour of swimming, run back to my residence, change back and go to class. And so that was my reason for choosing that location. I have another student who chose I believe it was Victoria College because it was a 5-minute walk away from his favorite restaurant. So you'll notice that it has nothing to do with what you are studying. In fact, every single college will have approximately the same percentage of arts, business, science students, so on and so forth. So don't focus on the program that you are studying. Focus more on personal preference, location, and the environment that you are looking at. So this will be your home base, your community, if you are part of the Faculty of Arts and Science. Now, a little bit more about our arts, business, and science programs. There will be unique programs available on each campus. So later on, when I share the resources with you, this is where you'll be able to identify specific programs available on specific campuses. If the program you want is only available on one campus, apply directly to that. If the program you're applying to is available on all 3 campuses, apply to all 3. Now, our engineering faculty is also very recognized, not just in Canada, but the entire world. We are ranked number 1 in Canada, top 10 in the world for engineering. There are 8 major streams of engineering. So you'll see on the slide, chemical, civil, computer, electrical, industrial, material, mechanical, and mineral engineering. So if your goal is to go into one of these areas, apply directly to that field. We also have an undeclared stream where if you're not sure, you can study all 8 in your first year, try everything out. That one is called track 1. So in your first year, you would do the general introduction to all of them. And at the end of your first year, you then decide which one of the core 8 you want to specialize in. Last but not least, we also have engineering science. So this is a very theoretical stream of engineering. The first 2 years, you build that engineering foundation in theoretical calculus, physics, chemistry, so on and so forth. You also do a design system called praxis. After 2 years of that, you go into highly specialized fields such as aerospace. If you want to go work on the space station, if you want to design planes for Boeing, that's where you want to be. You can also do data sciences and AI, machine learning. All of that falls under engineering science. And of course, our other professional faculties available only on the downtown campus. We have architectural and visual studies, kinesiology, which is the study of human motion, as well as music. So these programs are quite small compared to the other programs, but they do provide very personalized feedback. So you will have, for example, design courses in architectural studies and visual studies where you get direct feedback from your peers, industry professionals, as well as professors. For kinesiology, you'll be able to do field studies where you take what you're learning in the classroom and apply it directly to practicums. And we also have our Faculty of Music where you have guaranteed one-on-one time with your professor for your instrument. So again, lots of different choices for you to develop that specialization in your field. Now, there is a reason why the University of Toronto is considered the top university in Canada, and it's not just because of our academics. We are an extremely career-focused university because we know that when you come to university, you are also asking, hey, when I graduate, what kind of job will I get? Will I get a job? Am I prepared to get a job? And the answer when you come to U of T is hopefully a big resounding yes, because during your studies at the university, you're not just studying. We encourage you to start working the moment you walk into the University of Toronto. We have built-in programming such as our cooperative learning, the traditional co-op at our Scarborough campus. We have professional experience year co-op offered through our Faculty of Engineering, where we build in 12 to 16 months of 12 to 16 months of paid internship. And we also have the Arts and Science internship program, which follows the same kind of pattern, 12 to 16 months of paid internship. So these are full-time positions that you will be able to participate in, earning income while building experience in your field. We also have one of the largest career networks across Canada. So at any given time, we have over 19,000 different employers posted on our website. So you can apply to different jobs offered by those employers. And of course, internships, externships. As a top university, we also have exchanges with top universities around the world with over 170 different institutions. So if you want to, let's say, go to University of Tokyo, if you want to go to the States, if you want to go to Siena, we have exchanges all over the world for you to really gain that global network and experience. And of course, as a research institution, we are the top research institution in Canada. So you can start research as early as your second year. So a lot of our students do publish papers before they even graduate, and you can take that to apply to master's or PhD postgraduate studies. So definitely a lot to look forward to, and it's very, very exciting. We're here to support our students' success. So in addition to our partnerships, we also have our registrarial services, our student communities. We have health and wellness centers on campus. So if you're feeling unwell, you can go directly to a clinic that's based on campus. We also have a ton of different activities all the time for students that are interested in participating and being part of the student life community. So a little bit about application to the University of Toronto. It's very, very straightforward. If you decide to join our Braemar College community, so I am here today as a guest of Braemar College to demonstrate one of the many options that Braemar College students can have when going through the Toronto pathway. So when you're applying to the University of Toronto through Braemar College, you would essentially complete your high school in Braemar College, and then during your last year in Braemar College, the counseling staff will be able to assist you and walk you through the process of applying to the University of Toronto. It is very straightforward for us. It's all online. So you would apply to U of T using the Ontario University Application Center. So on the application, even though we have 3 campuses, technically, the University of Toronto has 7 undergraduate divisions. So at the St. George campus, we have engineering, architecture, arts and science, including business, kinesiology, as well as music. Our Mississauga campus with arts, business, and science programs counts as its own division, and then Scarborough also counts as its own division, so 7 in total. Under each division, we will have what we call admission categories. So you will be applying to the overall umbrella of what you want to study in the future. So for example, let's say you are interested in computer science. We offer computer science on all 3 of our campuses. So you can apply to arts and science at the downtown campus. You can apply to computer science under our Mississauga campus, and you can also apply to computer science under our Scarborough campus. 1 choice per division. And then we will consider all 3 choices at the same time. You might even get all 3 offers. Then you can choose which one you want to accept. Now, it's important to note you can only choose 1 choice per division. So another example is, let's say you really, really want to be downtown. You want to be at the St. George campus and you like working with your hands. So you can apply to our engineering faculty, that's 1 choice, architecture, 2nd choice, and then kinesiology, 3rd choice. 1 choice per division. We consider all 3 at the same time. You might even get offers for all 3. Then it's up to you to decide which faculty you want to accept your offer to. Now, as a quick reminder, because you can only choose 1 choice per division, if you've applied to computer science, you cannot apply to Rotman Commerce under the same division because you've already used up that 1 choice under that 1 division. But again, Braemar College does have a very, very strong counseling team. So if you decide to attend Braemar College's Toronto pathway, we will be working very close with Braemar College to provide that kind of support for you to walk you through these expectations and then what to do for your application. Now, a quick reminder, if you're applying to the Faculty of Arts and Science, you will also be asked to choose a college. So the college has nothing to do with what you are studying and everything to do with your home base. You could also choose no preference, and then the university will assign you to a college. But take note, once you are assigned to a college, because all the colleges provide exactly the same support systems, you cannot change your college. So make sure that you are doing your research and figuring out which college you prefer and apply to those colleges directly. Or if you really have no preference, you can indicate no preference. So once the application is submitted, that first step is honestly, it takes 10 minutes because it's biometric in nature. It's just your name, contact information, you want U of T, which programs you want, and that's it, done. Once you send that out, you will gain access to a platform that we call Join U of T. Now, this is where you will be submitting all your required documents. Now, the grand majority of programs at the University of Toronto are merit-based. This means that your grades are the most important. And this is also why earlier Adolan was talking about, the academic supports, the type of, courses that you'll be taking, because U of T as a merit-based institution will be hyper-focusing on those grades. In fact, U of T has over 700 undergraduate programs, and only 12 of them will have supplementary applications. Everything else that you don't see on this slide, we only look at your grades. So only for the programs listed on this slide, we will have an additional supplemental application. This could be a form that you fill out. This could be a questionnaire. This could be a video component, written components. So you will just have to follow the instructions as listed on your application for these particular programs. But let's say you apply to life science. Life science isn't on this list. This means that all we're looking at are your high school grades. So the higher your scores, the more competitive you will be as an applicant to the University of Toronto. Now, we will also ask you for proof of English language proficiency. So we will accept any of these. It's a checkbox for us. So let's say you want to take IELTS. We will look for IELTS 6.5, no band lower than 6. We also accept the Duolingo. So if you have a Duolingo test, if you have overall 120, then we will accept that. So for us, please don't take the IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo a million times. It's not worth it. The moment you hit that requirement, we will never look at it again. We are focused on your high school performance. So the higher your grades in school, the more competitive you will be. Because U of T has our own solution for students that don't meet English language proficiency. On all 3 of our campuses, we are able to consider students with lower English. If your English isn't, that high, that's fine. We have solutions, but if your academics aren't high enough, there's going to be very, very difficult processes. We can't consider students with low academics. So this is the really important area that we want you to focus on. So in terms of timeline, if you join Braemar College, they will be able to give you that kind of support and then tell you and remind you when the deadlines are. But just so everyone here is aware, usually application for U of T starts 1 year in advance. So if you want to start university in September 2026, you will essentially start application this year, September, October 2025. So we recommend students apply before November. So this year, the deadline was November 7th. So students who want to start this year in September 2025, they applied before November 7th, 2024. And then all the documents we recommend submitting before December. And of course, if you are attending Braemar, you will be supported with that. We highly recommend applying early, because the earlier you apply, the earlier you submit your documents, the earlier we will be able to assess and admit you. So the earliest we release our decisions are in January. So any student that doesn't get in January, we move to February round, we consider you again, so on and so forth. So we have usually for international students, 1 round per month. And of course, again, if you are applying from Braemar College, you'll actually be visiting the University of Toronto as soon as school starts, so we can start that process of giving you that information. Now, a little bit about how we assess our applicants from Braemar College. So as Dawn mentioned earlier, we are assessing you using the Ontario high school system if you are applying from Braemar. We will be looking at your top 6 U or M courses. So these are university prep or combined university college prep, including English for you. We will require what we call a calculus prerequisite for any of our business, science, or engineering programs. So you will be required to take either AP Calculus or Calculus MCV for you. Now, it's really important to note that different programs at the University of Toronto will have different prerequisite courses. So make sure you're doing your research and figuring out if you have those courses needed for the program that you want. And this is also where Braemar's college and counseling staff and team will be super helpful because they will be able to help you identify. If you say, hey, I want to do engineering, they will say, hey, you will need these courses in order to qualify for engineering, so on and so forth. So selecting the correct courses is very key because if you are applying to a program that you don't have a mandatory prerequisite course for, let's say you're missing physics and you want engineering, there is no way we can consider you for engineering because that core course is mandatory. So course selection, very important. Performance in those courses is really important. So again, the higher your scores, the more competitive you will be. Now, the best part about applying to U of T, no recommendation letters, no personal statements. Please do not send them to us. All of our schools, including Braemar, are very, very familiar with this. So please don't go to your counselor and be like, please give me a recommendation letter. If you send it to us, we will be like, why did you not follow instructions? Okay, so very important for us as well. Scholarships for U of T are automatic. So no matter which student applies to U of T, where you're applying from, we will automatically consider you for entry scholarship. So again, the higher your scores, the more likely you get in. The higher your scores, the more likely you get entry scholarship. You can also learn more about our scholarships on awardexplorer.utoronto.ca. And we also have what we call the Pearson Scholarship. So every single school every year will be able to nominate one student for the Pearson Scholarship. That student will receive a separate application for the Pearson. It is very competitive. We select 36, 37 students per year around the globe for a full ride, everything covered scholarship. So it's worth a shot. Very competitive, but we are looking for leaders of tomorrow. All right, so final tips, please do not wait until the last minute to apply. And of course, if you end up attending Braemar College, thank you again for having us here as a guest, as one of the possible destinations for the Braemar Toronto pathway. Don't wait until the last minute. Your counselors will remind you the moment you start school. So you will also be working closely with the University of Toronto for that. And make sure you check your emails. It is very important because U of T only communicates with students digitally. So check your emails, check your application portal often. And important tip, remember to apply for residence. So even if you're not sure, apply for residence because we have a first-year residence guarantee. You can always let go of that space later on, but if you wait until after the deadline, chances are you're going to be on a big, big wait list. So always hold on to a space. No need to put in a deposit at the time of application. If you get into U of T, that first-year residence will hold. So that summarizes the general intro for the University of Toronto. This is my QR code if you want to keep in touch with me. But I'm going to stop share very soon. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm also going to pop our website as well as our brochure resources into the chat for everyone. Okay. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to our lovely host. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so thank you much for two of you for sharing a lot of great information to our audience and our students. Okay, so Braemar College meets its end. Do you want? Can we start the Q&A session soon?
I'm sorry?
Shall we start the Q&A session?
Join section?
Is there a question and answer program? Who want to know about some information or who want to ask to you the information? Yes.
Actually, I received one question that sent directly to me, but I sent to the wrong person. And they want to know the fee for the resident. So I already replied back. So the resident option for the most expensive one is 30K per year, and the cheapest option is 26K. And of course, it's not including the meal yet. So you should add another like 12,000 for 1 year meal plan. So in total, yes, it's around like 42 to up to 45,000 for the living and also for the meal plan for 1 year. Yes. And with that, it's not even covering the tuition yet. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure if anyone have a question for either Braemar College or U of D. So we will very happy to assist with your question.
Yes. I have some questions from our students, and I will show you. First of all, the first question is, may I know the nearest intake from Myanmar student for Braemar College? And second question is, do you have any scholarships for Myanmar students?
Okay, thank you for the question. So our next intake or the upcoming intake is in April with our start date in April 16. And if you miss the April intake, you can go for the July intake. And currently, we are offering the scholarship that auto apply to all Myanmar students, value 4,200 Canadian dollar. Yes. And actually, I received another question. I believe it's the question for U of D, but for some reason it sent directly to me again. So I will read the question for you. So maybe the name is Olga. Sorry if I pronounced your name incorrectly. So I'm currently pursuing the advanced diploma in biotechnology at Seneca College. So sorry, Seneca Polytechnic. I am writing to inquire about the possibility of transferring to a Bachelor of Science in Nursing program when I complete my diploma, which will take 3 years. And especially, I would like to know if any of credit earned in my biotechnology program can be transferred toward to the nursing degree. My goal to follow a 2-year college, 2-year university pathway. And if the credit transfer is possible, I would be able to shorten my duration in the nursing program instead of taking 4 years. Additionally, sorry, it's quite a long question.
It's actually okay because I also received the same question. I've actually already answered it in the chat. No problem. But I'm going to make a general statement about second entry programs, actually, because I think this will be helpful for some students thinking about medicine, nursing, law, so on and so forth. So usually medicine, nursing, law related programs are what we call second entry programs in Canada. Second entry means that you usually are expected to complete undergraduate studies, mostly 3 or an entire 4-year undergraduate program, before you can apply to these programs. So there are no 2+2 or 1+3 like pathways for our second entry programs. The expectation is that you have full undergraduate studies and using that degree and your performance in that degree to apply to programs like medicine, nursing, and law. So there's unfortunately no mid transfer. You can't shorten the amount of study in those second entry programs. And because they're second entry, I am a full undergraduate representative. My recommendation is to connect with that program directly to see if there are any options. But generally, as a rule of thumb, the expectation is that the students complete the full program because they do require a level of specialization, understanding of the subject. There's no rushing through it, unfortunately. So the expectation is you'll have to complete the full nursing, law, or medicine program. Hopefully that helps clarify things. And no problem, Okar.
I think there's another question for you about the scholarship and the tuition fee for U of T. Yes.
Yep. So like I mentioned, scholarships are automatic. So you don't have to apply for scholarships when you apply to the University of Toronto. We will automatically consider every single student for entry scholarship based on your academics. So the higher your academic scores, the more likely you will receive an entry scholarship. Entry scholarships can go anywhere from like a few $1,000s all the way up to $180,000 across 4 years of undergraduate study. So usually that would cover, I would say, around 65% of tuition. International tuition at the University of Toronto is dependent on the program that you're studying. So our range usually goes anywhere from $56,000, $57,000 per academic year, all the way up to around $62,000, $63,000. So you're looking at around, I would say, like $45,000 off per year if you get the highest $180,000 across 4 years. So that would cover about 65%.
Okay, thank you. And actually today also we have our graduate student, Hasu. Jessica, are you there? I think she also have a question for you too. So that's why she joined in the section today.
Yeah, actually, I already sent her questions.
Okay. Oh, you already sent her?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, great. I don't think they have like any other question.
โอเคမေးချင်တဲ့မေးခွန်းလေးရှိရင်အခုတခါလေးမေးလို့ရပါတယ်တခြားပါလေးတွေများမေးချင်တာတွေရှိအောင်မသိဘူးနောက်ပြီးတော့ဒီမန်းစုလဲအနေနဲ့လည်းတခြားသောဒီထဲမှာရှိနေတဲ့ audience တွေကိုပြောချင်တဲ့အကြောင်းအရာလေးရှိရင်လည်းဒါပြောပြလို့ရပါတယ်ဒီကနေဒါမှာကျောင်းတက်နေရတဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့ဒီကနေဒါ lifestyle နဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီး sharing လုပ်ချင်တာလေးရှိရင်လည်းဒါမစုလဲအနေနဲ့တခြားတော့ပြောပြလို့ရပါတယ်ခင်ဗျာ
ဟိုကျောင်းတက်လာနေထက် share ရမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့ကျောင်းကမြို့လေကောင်မှာရှိပြီးတော့ U of T ရဲ့မျက်စောင်းတိုးလေးမှာရှိရဆိုတော့U of T ညီမအနေနဲ့လည်း U of T ရဲ့ workshop ကို2 ခုလောက် join မှုတယ်အဲ့မှာလည်းဘယ်လိုပြောမလဲ U of T ကလူတော်တော်များများနဲ့လည်းရင်းနှီးပြီးတော့တည်သွားတယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါလေးကတော့Braemar College တက်လိုက်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့် benefit အဖြစ်ဆုံးတစ်ခုလို့ပြောလို့ရတယ်ပြီးတော့ကျောင်းကမြို့လေကောင်မှာရှိတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့် transportation တအားလွယ်ပြီးတော့ street cars ကလည်း every 4 minutes မှာတစ်ခါလာတာဆိုတော့တော်တော်လေးစင်ပြေပြီးတော့ကျောင်းက international student ရွယ်ဆိုတော့တိတ်ပြီးတော့ Canadian နည်းနည်းရှားတယ်အဲဆိုတော့ international student ရွယ်ဆိုတော့ lonely လည်းမဖြစ်ဘူးပြီးတော့ဟိုတကယ်ချင်းလောက်ရတာလေတအားလွယ်တယ်ညီမတော်မှာအခုဒီ January လကgraduate ဖြစ်သွားပြီးတော့ဒီမနေ့ကတော့လေ high school transcript သွားယူလာတာလည်းချက်ချင်းရပါတယ်လို့
ဟုတ်ကဲ့တခြားမေးချင်တဲ့မေးခွန်းလေးများရှိအောင်မလားမသိဘူးခင်ဗျာတခြားမေးချင်တဲ့ဒီ questions လေးရှိပြီးရဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒါကျွန်တော်တို့လက်ခံပြီးတော့မေးပေးပါမယ်တခြားများရှိအောင်မလားမသိဘူးခင်ဗျာ I think there is no questions in here.
Okay, so I think we're gonna wrap up the event today, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I think we have someone asking. No? Okay. So thank you so much for like helping us to organizing the event today and also inviting the two schools to join your webinar today. Thank you so much. Yes.
I also very thank you so much for two of you for the joining this webinar and sharing a lot of information to our audience and our students. I very appreciate two of you and Ms. Sule behalf on our students and our audience who join in this webinar today. So I think there is no question and all of our information is all clear. So shall we end this webinar in here?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Okay.